recordings of this year's shortlist nominees on your computer and on your iOS and Android devices. And stream the gala live on Monday, September 17th at 8 p.m. Eastern at cbcmusic.ca/Polaris.
Grab your detective hat, your magnifying glass, and your fingerprint kit. Now or Never is getting to the bottom of the mysteries keeping people up at night. Like kids performer legend Fred Penner, who's out hunting for something in a Manitoba cornfield. Now or Never, after the news. From CBC News, The World This Hour, I'm Tom Harrington.
Our greatest concern about the storm remains the same: storm surge and massive flooding.
The outer bands of Hurricane Florence have begun pounding the U.S. Atlantic coast with strong winds and rain, and it's only going to get worse over the coming hours and into tomorrow. Florence may have stalled just offshore, but it's still described as a once-in-a-lifetime storm as it heads towards North Carolina. Ellen Morrow is in Wilmington.
The winds are beginning to pick up in Wilmington, North Carolina. The city is set to take a direct hit from Hurricane Florence, with devastating storm surge and rains expected to last for days. Still, many here are planning on riding out the storm in their homes, and we spoke to one man who was just boarding up windows this morning. How are you feeling about the storm?
Scared. It's not the normal one, not that comes here. So, it might be a little worse than the rest of them we've seen in the last, I've been here 60 years, so probably be the worst one I've seen.
Thousands of others have evacuated inland or moved into county-run emergency shelters. The brunt of the storm will be felt in this area overnight Thursday and into Friday, with the storm potentially hovering over coastal North Carolina for days. Ellen Morrow, CBC News, Wilmington, North Carolina.
The British Prime Minister's office is calling an interview with two suspects in the poisoning of a former Russian spy a blatant fabrication. The pair appeared on a Kremlin-backed TV channel today. They say they were just regular tourists and had nothing to do with the attempted assassination last
After
month.
1 kilometer, turn right.
Security Minister.
I think it's a slap in the face to the victims. You know, these people allegedly came here, attempted to murder two people. Their reckless behaviour led to the death of another British citizen, and then to go on telly and do a series of interviews which don't really hold water is not helpful at all.
The UK believes the men are Russian military intelligence officers and has issued an international warrant for their arrest. Toronto's city clerk is casting serious doubt about the fairness of the municipal election on October
After
22nd.
400 meters, turn right.
Is locked in an ongoing battle with the province over the size of the council. Premier Doug Ford's government passed a bill yesterday that slashes the number of councillors by almost half just weeks before the vote. Uli Watkes is in charge of running the election.
We have hit a tipping point, and both scenarios are
Turn
becoming
right.
virtually impossible for us to carry out.
Watkes says every day lost to delay affects her ability to ensure a fair vote. This afternoon, Council voted to challenge the government's bill in court. Liberal MPs wrapped up their policy discussions in Saskatoon today, ahead of Parliament's return. But they are also looking further down the road. Their plan for the next federal election campaign is already taking shape. The CBC's John Paul Tasker has more.
The Liberals are busy crafting their election strategy, holding closed-door sessions at the caucus retreat here in Saskatoon. Sources tell CBC News that a major topic of discussion is tying Andrew Scheer to the legacy
Please
of former
follow the
Prime Minister
route
Stephen
for
Harper, who has
355
with
kilometers.
some voters, but also his economic record. Liberal MP Stephen McKinnon.
Mr. Scheer has a duty here. He has run 5 times under Stephen Harper. He hasn't told us what, if in any way, he would how he would differentiate himself from Stephen Harper. And until he does that, I think Canadians have every reason to worry about Stephen Harper Part 2.
Conservatives, meanwhile, say they will run a positive campaign while trying to make the election a referendum on the Liberal plan for a national carbon tax. John Paul Tasker, CBC News, Saskatoon.
Volkswagen America says it will stop making the Beetle next year.
The Volkswagen has no radiator problems. In fact, no radiator. The Volkswagen engine is cooled by air.
Love those ads. After 80 years of production, the automaker says the decision is part of its corporate strategy. The final editions of the 2019 Beetle will be a coupe and a convertible. And that is your World This Hour. For CBC News, I'm Tom Harrington. Thanks for listening.